favorite class I took freshman year. I still get nightmares about this class because I really do. Everyone collectively was just miserable. I had to learn how to code. If you fall asleep in this class, you get extra credit. I am the worst at French. Stanford is so rich. Sometimes I forget how rich they are. Hey guys, it's Janelle and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video that I have been meaning to do this entire summer and I've just now found the time to do it. I'm going to be ranking all my freshman year classes that I took at Stanford University. If you're new to this channel, I'm a rising sophomore at Stanford University, meaning I just finished my freshman year going into sophomore year this September, and I just have a lot of opinions about my classes that I took in freshman year. For any incoming frosh from Stanford that are watching this, hopefully this helps you guys out. Also, if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications because I vlog pretty much everything I do at Stanford, my daily life, extracurricular activities, my classes, and just what being a Stanford student is like. So if that interests you at all, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let's get started. So I have four, I can't count this. I'm not a woman in STEM. Preface for this video. I have 5 categories that I have listed over here, and I have all of my classes that I took fall quarter, winter quarter, and spring quarter. They're all color coordinated by quarters. So red is fall quarter, blue is winter quarter, and pinkish is spring quarter. And then for my categories, the first category is loved it, 10 out of 10 recommend. Obviously it means I really loved the class. Good class, enjoyable experience, meaning it was a good class and I really enjoyed it. Mid, didn't care too much, like I was just there. That just kind of means I took the class and that's about it. Like I didn't really care too much about it. Just not for me kind of means like I just shouldn't have taken the class basically. And I still get nightmares about this class. Self-explanatory, meaning I hated it. And I'm gonna go ahead and start off with my classes from fall quarter. Com 159, How Tech is Reshaping Democracy. This was a virtual class and it was only 1 unit, so it really was not a lot of work. I literally was just like attend the lecture, and it was a virtual class, so basically just go on Zoom for an hour a week. Little to no effort at all, which was great for my fall quarter at Stanford because any freshmen who are watching this, they definitely recommend to take an easier, lighter load your fall quarter of your freshman year, just because it's definitely a really big transition. I low-key forgot I took the class. So you know what, actually Hillary Clinton was a guest speaker for this class, and for every guest speaker that they had, you were allowed to like submit your questions. Obviously like there were a lot of students in the class, so it wasn't always a guarantee that your question would be asked, but she answered my question. I'm gonna put this in the good class enjoyable experience just because I low-key forgot I took it, but also Hillary Clinton did answer my question and she said that's a very good question. I think that means me and her are best friends. So public policy, I also forgot I took this class. Also another 1 unit class that I took, also only once a week. Also you just have to show up to the guest lectures. This one was in person, so you actually had to go to the auditorium. I mean, it was good, but I also like didn't care too much about it. Since it was an in-person class, we met a good amount of like important people, but I think I gotta put it in the mid, didn't care too much, just because like I really didn't care too much about it. I kind of just showed up. Com 104, Reporting and Writing the News. Okay, this is actually probably top 3 or if not my favorite class I took freshman year, like hands down. This was an incredible class and honestly just like the greatest way to start off my freshman year. I cannot express the love that I have for this class, and the Professor Brenner was just an incredible professor. He was so kind, considerate, and just like an excellent person to learn from. This class is actually not really designed for freshmen. I actually had to email him for special permission to enroll in it because it's not necessarily a freshman class. I was one of 3 other freshmen in that class and the rest were upperclassmen, so like juniors and seniors. Grad students were in that class. People who were pursuing their literal master's degree were in that class, and I was a scared little freshman taking it, and I was like, I am so out of my element. I was so intimidated. We had so many guest speakers from the New York Times, LA Times, Wall Street Journal, Washington Post. I would walk out of that class knowing that I like learned something new, and sometimes that's rare to come across. So as you can tell, this was my This was my loved it, 10 out of 10 would recommend. That's gonna be a hard to top description of a class, but moving on to UAR 101E, which is also known as Frosh 101. Frosh 101 is offered to all Frosh at Stanford, their first quarter, and it is honestly highly recommend. Like, it was 2 units. Oh wait, by the way, Com 104 was 5 units, so that was like the heaviest class, I guess, in terms of units. You basically are with other people in your dorm and you just talk about your feelings, talk about Stanford, talk about your transition, and it's a really good way to just like kind of build a community that you didn't know you would have. About to put it in the good class, enjoyable experience, but I honestly would 10 out of 10 recommend it. I feel like the biggest benefit that you can get from Frosh 101 is just you realize you're not alone in the experiences that you have when you're transitioning into college. Also, for Frosh who are watching this, I am actually going to be a mentor for Frosh 101 next year, so I applied to be co-lead, meaning I'm gonna lead one Frosh 101 section with another RA. So if you guys are Frosh and you watch my channel, I would highly recommend signing up for Frosh 101 because maybe I'll get to meet one of you as your co-lead. Okay, oh. And now for the dreaded class of fall quarter. Power. Power is a required class for freshmen and sophomores. Program in writing and rhetoric. Okay, that's what it is. You know, it's very hit or miss, the power class that you take. A majority of people don't like power because it's so much work. It's such a time-consuming, painful, miserable time in your life when you're taking power. And as a humanities person, as someone who loves to write essays, loves to do research, loves to do all those type of things, I'm literally a humanities person. You would think I would enjoy power, and I very much did not. I very much hated power. So much. With a passion, with a burning passion. All I would ever do in fall quarter was complain about power because number one, it's only 4 units. The maximum amount of units that a class will be credited for is 5 units at Stanford. This was 4 units. It should have been 10 units, should have been 15 units on its own. Power is so much work. Like, honestly, it is so much work, and it's more work than I've been used to, you know. But I honestly do not regret taking power my fall quarter because it just got it out of the way. Okay, also no hate to the professor of this class. He was honestly a great guy, very kind, very understanding. His class just wasn't necessarily for me. It just wasn't necessarily the topic that I like to learn about. Can you guess where I would put this? Yup, clearly not here. I would never put in the loved it recommended. I will put it in the I still get nightmares about this class because I really do. So that is all my classes that I took fall quarter. While we're on the topic of back to school, I thought I'd give you guys a little back to school haul. I got this package from Paper. If you guys don't know what Paper is, it's like a stationery company full of like stationery products for back to school, but they just sent me a ton of new stationery products. They sent me so much stuff. Thank you so much, Paper. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. This is not sponsored, by the way. They totally just gifted me this and I just wanted to show you guys. It says Janelle on the bottom of this list pad. Oh my god, they have Janelle on everything. Janelle again. Oh my gosh, guys. So I got 3 list notepads. They all say Janelle on them. Oh my god, they all have my name on it. That's so crazy. This is an academic planner. It's gonna make me really organized and feel really organized and feel like I have my life together, because I swear sometimes, guys, I really do not have my life together. This is the 5th thing. This is a lined notebook. I'm about to have the cutest freaking stationery at Stanford. That's my final thing. A weekly planner. Oh my gosh, guys, I cannot wait to be organized this year. Honestly, can't wait to get compliments on these. These are so cute. Can't wait to use all of these. So thank you so much, Paper. Again, I just wanted to give you guys a little back to school haul. All right, moving on to winter quarters. So these are the winter quarter classes that I took, the blue ones. Okay, actually, preface about winter quarter. For some reason, everyone just had a terrible winter quarter last year. Everyone collectively was just miserable. Winter quarter is kind of where it like really hits you. Like, I'm in college and I have to like work. But anyways, Com 162, campaigns, voting, and media. You know me personally, you know my experience with this class. I hope to be a political journalist when I graduate. I hope to pursue a career in that field. So when I saw Com 162, I was just like, this is the class that I need to take. I need to take it. I don't care if it's not another freshman class. Like, here I am not taking any of the classes that are meant for freshmen, but I took this class. It was again full of upperclassmen, full of grad students, people who were pursuing their masters once again. again, and I was like, why do I keep doing this to myself? This is so annoying. I think I was like the only freshman in that class. I don't even think there was another freshman. I genuinely think I was the only one. But I just loved the topic, and I love learning about political campaigns, voting, propaganda, fake news. But the professor was amazing. He is just like a world-renowned political scientist, and it was kind of crazy just being in his class as a freshman. I was like, I should not be here. But the one thing about this class that I absolutely hated was I had to learn how to code. I am not a woman in CS. I am not a CS major. I am not a computer science major. I am not a woman in STEM. It was so traumatic, and I hated it. Every second of it. But you know, the one thing that made it bearable was my TA. I loved my TA. His name was Cole. He was so great. The best TA, because genuinely he carried me through this class. And I went to every single one of his office hours, to the point where like he just knew I would come. Like after he finished section, he would come up to me and be like, see you downstairs? And I was like, yeah, I'll be there. All things considered, I still love the class, and I would still 10 out of 10 recommend it. 1, because of Cole. 2, because genuinely it was a great class. Psych 135, Demence, Sleep, and Dreams. I loved this class. This is a class where you literally learn about sleep. Anyone who knows me personally knows I probably have the worst sleeping schedule ever. I learned so much about how I'm such an unhealthy person. Have I changed my habits? No. But at least I'm informed. If you guys watched my winter quarter vlog, I took you guys to this class where you basically, if you fall asleep in this class, you get extra credit. And so when you fall asleep, you basically get shot in the face with a water gun, and you have to get up and shout out the class mantra, which is drowsiness is red alert, and then you get extra points. And so I fell asleep once. I did not get shot with a water gun because I woke up right before they did it. But also, the other reason I would really recommend this class is because it's genuinely something that you can apply to your everyday life. I learned so much about like sleep disorders, sleep apnea. It was just a good class. It was a good class. 10 out of 10 would recommend. There was a lot more in my recommended than I thought there was gonna be. Wow, I love how after all of these like really good classes, it has another class that I absolutely despise. So I took an intro sem. Intro seminars are basically a special type of class that Stanford offers. You have to apply to get into these classes. And intro sems are genuinely supposed to be like fun and a good experience. However, I just took an intro sem that I should not have taken. I really just shouldn't have taken this class, and I don't know why I did. It was called Politics of Ballet. Am I a ballerina?
That's what I'm trying to get into, is introduction to ballet.
No. Should I have taken this class? No. However, did I? Yes. I'm sure it was great for other people. Everyone in that class was a dancer. Everyone in that class was a ballerina, except for me. I'm sure they enjoyed it. It just wasn't for me. No offense again to the professor. My essays made no sense. It just wasn't for me, so I think this is gonna be the first one to go into just not for me. Okay, College 102, citizenship. College is another required Stanford course, so I took citizenship. Basically, a ton of people just take that class. You just get placed with a different professor. I loved my citizenship professor. He was so sweet, so understanding, so kind. He genuinely was such an interesting guy to listen to. Our classes would start with one thing and we would just branch off to a completely different subject, but for somehow he still found a way to tie it all back to the main point. And he really kind of led the class in just a really great discussion-based class, and he just made sure to listen to everyone's ideas. He got us all food on the last day of class because he just said we were just an amazing class, and he was just such a nice guy. We're gonna put her in the 10 out of 10. Wow, I actually really liked a lot of classes that I took. Yep, that is all the winter quarter classes that I took. A good amount of them were in the loved it, would recommend, just not the ballet. I never want to think about ballet again. Moving on to spring quarter, the most amount of units I took freshman year. I took 20 units, which is the full load that you can take. I honestly don't know how I did it and still managed to have a life, because I had a great social life spring quarter. I shouldn't have. Okay, starting off strong, Music 34N, the Broadway musical. It is another intro sem that I took, but an intro sem I actually really loved, and I really liked this class. This is probably one of my top 3 favorite classes of all freshman year. Definitely my #1 favorite class of spring quarter. Again, it was an intro sem, so you had to apply to get in and you had to write about why you wanted to take this class. It also asked what musical theater experience do you have? And I have a lot, and I've been performing since I was 8 years old. I've been a singer since for as long as I can remember. And basically this class was literally, you get to just learn about Broadway. You get to learn about a ton of different Broadway musicals, the different eras of Broadway. It was just so much fun. That's all I can describe it. It was just such a fun class. And I made a really good friend in that class, and we were just absolute crackheads. Crackheads the entire class. Pretty much like our big project was you had to pick a musical and then do like an entire presentation on it. And so I presented on Hamilton, and I was able to just like research Hamilton, but I honestly didn't really need to research too much because I already know a lot about it. And then also during the presentation you're also able to like sing some songs. So I sang Burn from Hamilton, which is my #1 favorite song from the entire musical. I sang that. And also the #1 benefit of this class, other than the fact that I absolutely love the subject matter, I got orchestra seats to see Dear Evan Hansen. Free orchestra seats to see Dear Evan Hansen. Oh my gosh, it was so crazy and it was so incredible. If you don't know what Dear Evan Hansen is, it's a very, very popular musical. I would have literally 100% paid for those tickets on my own. If my class wasn't going to see Dear Evan Hansen, I would have seen it by myself. But I literally got orchestra seat tickets to see Dear Evan Hansen. What a benefit. Stanford is so rich. Sometimes I forget how rich they are, and then they just pay for everyone's tickets. Music 34 and the Broadway musical, an incredible intro sem to take. An incredible class. Loved it. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Once again. Wow, look at that. There's a lot. There's a lot of classes that I actually really like taking. Moving on, URAR 194A, Frosh 101 in leadership training. I don't really know how to rank this because like it was a required class that I have to take in order to become a Frosh 101 co-lead. I guess it's just good class, enjoyable experience because you have to take it. And I took it with my best friend, Steven. It's a good class, enjoyable experience simply because Steven was there. Okay, Com 172, Media Psychology, the Com class that I took spring quarter. Probably my least favorite class out of all the Com classes that I took, but still a really good class. Media Psychology was a really, really interesting topic to learn about. I just maybe didn't like it as much as I liked the other two. I think I'm just gonna put it in good class, enjoyable experience. Didn't love it so much, but like I still had a good time. Oh my god. And the final two. Oh my god. Alright, well, Stat 60, Intro to Stat Methods. I hate math. I do not do equations. I do not do formulas. And that was all Stat 60 was. However, you're asking, why did you take that class? The answer is, I had to. It's a part of my major. It's like the one math class you have to take. It's just not for me. Math is just not for me. At least I took it. Terrible time. It was every single day. I cannot tell you a single thing that I learned from that class. The only benefit of this class was like I got really close with some of my classmates because we also didn't know what was going on. The professor was fine. It was the TAs that just were not great. So Stat 60 was not fun. I would not recommend it. I still get nightmares about this class. One time I dreamt that I had to take it again. Stat 60 literally had nightmares about it. Okay, final class. This is actually pretty ironic that this is the final class that I'm going to talk about. Is French Lang 1. First year French first quarter. Oui, oui, je m'appelle. That's all I know. Croissant, baguette, bonjour. French was a terrible time. It was also every single day at 9:45 a.m. and it was miserable. I am the worst at French. I had French and stats back to back every single day. Can you imagine how miserable I was? I was so bad at French that my mom was stressed for me when I was taking my final, because my final was a 20-minute long interview of just French, and my mom was trying to like send me videos about like how to learn French in a day. I actually did good in the interview though because I studied so hard. I like learned French in a night. I cannot carry on a conversation. Everyone else was really good for like first year French. Like people had experience. It was really annoying that I was literally the one who had zero experience, did not take French in high school, don't know a single word in French other than oui, oui, je m'appelle. Tragic. It was not a good time. However, I am still taking it again. But I will put it in that I still get nightmares about this class because I do. And on that note, that is all for my tier ranking, my freshman year classes at Stanford. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, especially if you're an incoming frosh at Stanford. I've been meaning to do this for so long, so I'm glad I was able to do it. Also, thank you so much for 8,000 subscribers. That's actually insane. Thank you so much for 300,000 on my move-in vlog. I love you guys so much. You guys are the best, and I will see you guys in my next video. My battery is about to die, so there you go.